I wish my generation, I know Auntie Sister Bolande will agree with me, could do all this. But we faced military, we faced all that. We coward. We're not like you. You have found your voice, and I say, let nobody, let no elder, let no àwọn àgbàyà say they want to silence you, because that's what they do. They are trying to do with the tradition, with the religion, and all that. An elder should respect, themselves, and when respect is reciprocal, it is. It is not demanded, it is earned. You need to earn respect. You can't keep messing up and you're telling a child, respect me, respect. It does not work that way. So I listen a lot, and I'm just, I'm just elated to be here. So I'm going to lend my voice today because the topic is related to the process that we've been waiting all the while for. The topic just came up about the election tribunal, the first initial hearing, and them not allowing people go in and all that. But it's okay. It has started. It has started. So guys, let's keep our hopes up. Thank God for the Adeleke's victory too. We are not deceived. It's not whatever they want to do with that. We're just looking. Our eyes is still on the ball. Looking at appeal, looking at what the lawyers will. The process. Guys, please. I know that we want it televised, broadcast live. But if they say no, because Nigeria is still, I don't know, they just choose to do some certain things, we will still be there. We will not use that to disrupt the hearing. For those who are protesting outside, not protesting there at the premise, you will not let the hearing go on, so that they will not say, oh, they can't sit because of some certain things. And I want to give kudos to Osaro. Osaro is here. He was able to, with a group of people, also go to the High Court, Benin, to also gather some people there, just a few, I think about 10, 15 people, to also raise awareness, that something is going on. We need that, guys. We need that. A lot of people that we called out, all those market women, all those people who are not online, they've gone cold, sort of, to say, well, it is what it is. Some of them don't even know that something is going on. So if you can just do that to create that awareness, that will be fine. If you get a few persons, if you can do it, fine. If you can uh, I don't know if Violence Space will, there will be some sort of space going on talking about it. So share the link and tell those people that something is happening. Let's get people's hope alive, that something is happening. The hearing is holding and all that. Talk to people. Talk to that your mechanic. Talk to, do you know bees in court? Talk to that pepper seller. Talk to that supermarket guy, the Uber driver and all that. The way we did and created this momentum, let their hopes be high. Even if they say, oh, it's, tell them, yeah, Adeleke, we can use it. Let's just ramp up support and all that, so that people's hope, will come up once more. And to Uncle Dele, he never disappoints. He I had to tag Blinken, Secretary Blinken, Potus, UK Prime Minister, and the UK Parliament, and also the Prime Minister. Let them know that these things they are a problem. They are really. I'm going to post it on LinkedIn too. Yeah, I said I will, because I'm very active on LinkedIn. I will post it there. Let them know that they need to stop this. Stop encouraging these people to just come take our wealth and go enjoy there. And it's all lip service. Nobody is doing jack. Nothing. It's quite sad. So yeah, I've covered everything. I want you young people to, and Sizzle, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, you know, to one of the musketeers. The musketeers now, there no be three again. There it used to be three musketeers. Now we have like five musketeers. Love you so much. You know, I it took me a while to remember your name, really. And I was talking to somebody. I said that guy that says according to the book of Google. I'm sure you've earned that name.
Ensis was get Google endorsement. Oh, Ensis, we will go follow Google
I'm
talk. Oh,
telling.
it was get endorsement.
I said, you know that guy. Oh, so he said you mean NC? I said yes, 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 yes. That's it. So you have a nickname. So thank you very much. I'll be listening. Thank you so much. And like I said, guys, it's I'm so proud of every one of you. And we'll just be here. Anything that you need, as I and Auntie Bolanle were a generation before below you. We'll just be we'll support you. We'll learn our voices because you guys are doing great. You're the Sorosoke generation. Do not relent and don't let these fools, àwọn àgbàyà, I call them fools, you know, people who call themselves elders, to cower you and say, because they are trying to silence you by saying it's the African thing. You know, I I did it when I got to the States. I'll just talk and all that, and my son would say, Mom, no, 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 no. You can't. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. We want to do all that. I'm an African parent. Keep quiet. But these kids, they know better. They will tell you and say, no, you can't say that. And I've, you know, I learned to apologize. I learned it in the States because prior to being an African parent, I have never said I'm sorry. You know, when you offend, you will slap the child. You're in a bad mood, you slap the child. The child is right, you will slap the child. You keep that's what we do because we just intimidate you guys. But no, it's wrong. I can say that in my 50s. It is wrong. It is wrong. Please, they deserve, you know, to be spoken to say you are wrong. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to be listening in. I'll go back to the listener section and love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Meg. Jimmy, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much, Madam Meg. I mean, there's a Yoruba adage that says, "Ọmọdé gbọ́n, àgbà gbọ́n la fi dálẹ̀ Ifẹ̀." It is with the wisdom of the young and the old Ife's kingdom was established. But yet, we have bunch of àwọn àgbàyà oníjẹkújẹ afọ́fúngbẹ́mu alátẹnujẹ olójú kòkòrò. Wọ́n ti jẹ́ dodo wọn ò lè sọ dodo mọ́. They've all been compromised. They've been in the same bed with them. And they cannot speak the truth. Well, we don't have any corn in our pockets. We've not been bribed. And there's no amount of money you can bring to bribe us. All we want is a better Nigeria. We want to bribe us. Give us our mandate. That is the bribe we demand for. Thank you, guys. Are you now, Otuba?
Thank you so much, my brother. So, people, please, so I know N6's birthday is in a couple of hours, but to me, his birthday is already. It's already his birthday in India or comes birthday in China. I have teams working in China, so I usually I have that time set. So, I think while you're coming up to give your submission, also if you want to wish N6 a happy birthday, you can. I mean, I think I remember one of the very first times I heard his voice on Spaces. I've always heard him on radio, but back in Nigeria. But first I heard him on Spaces and listening to N6 break down. Um, I think it was more pro Peter Obi or break down Nigeria's situation. And N6 comes with it from an angle where he's just going to eat you with facts. N6 is not going. I mean, he can go on emotional. He can get the emotional part of things. But N6 will say, you know what? Let's go to the book of Google. Let's break this down. Let's see. Bring your own evidence. I have my evidence. So N6 has been one of the most important voices in this movement. I mean, and you know, I know some of the means that a few of us know some of the things he has been through at the background. I for one personally, I used to worry for his safety a lot because this man, when he gets on his tirade and he goes deep into APC, I'm like, Baba, you're a public figure. These people know where you live. For you know where these people live. These people like you're around them. But
Otumba,
hmm?
Otumba, I said I was talking to someone, like, and the person, we were talking about violence space, and the person was like, oh, those guys. And I was like, okay, of course, like Saddam's not around, back then Uma is not around. So I was like, NCC is in Lagos. And the person was like, are you okay? Which Lagos? I was like, NCC is in Lagos. Well, as in, nobody would believe like the level of risk NCC is taking. And I was going to say, there's a legendary submission NCC made. I'll try to look for it now. Maybe we'll play it within the space that led to
Send it to
the.
me. Find it and send it to me, please.
Yeah, I'll try. Jobident has it, so I'll try to get to Jobident and as in that's the legendary submission, that led to the rebirth of the violence space. As in that submission was when NCs talk about. I remember that submission. He kept saying you want to ignore the fact that the current. I cannot even say it the way he says. So I'll try to look for it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm glad. Yeah, like as in, I used to worry for safety a lot because this is a public figure, and you see, Estes wasn't just necessarily pro okay or just obi. No, Estes will go deep. I still remember the alpha beta space is still one of the most legendary spaces. I still listen to it. People should go and listen to alpha beta space. See, there's something N6 said that if I was bad though, I would not carry N6. I may not do anything. I'll just carry him. Just lock that dude up. Just lock him up. So. Yeah, and Essex his voice, he never relents. It's always been there.
Or if you're talking Essex, we go burn that country.
I know. Like, but I'm just saying, man. So happy birthday in advance. Let me go to the next speaker. Never best,
Yeah,
my brother. How you
let me
doing?
have to do this. I mean, the thing is, N6 is not asking for money. He's not begging anybody. This guy is okay. He's a celeb on his own. The reason why Saddam actually asked for his account is simply because it's the least anyone that wants to reach out to him, because individually we might feel like, okay, I just want to bless him one way or the other. It's the least you can appreciate him. I personally, I'm going to send something to him. So it's not mandatory. They're not forcing anybody to do it. He's not asking for it. As a matter of fact, no, say he goes still give Saddam Basbos for behind now. But I mean, I'm backing Saddam up on appreciating him. Honestly speaking, when it comes with the facts and figures. It keeps us entertained with facts and figures. A lot of us comes on violence space with our paper and pen just to write down these things, and he keeps saying it. He keeps saying it. Go and check. It's on Google. Google no they lie, and that's just the fact behind it. So guys, please, it's not begging for your money. It's not. It's just a way of showing appreciation. You don't have to, but if you feel like
Jimmy, let me blow your mind.
please go ahead.
Can I blow your mind? That's how he says it. All right, go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's the way he says it. Yeah, he wants to blow your mind. So the way he's been blowing our minds with the facts and figures, you can blow his mind, guys. Please, just you don't have to go out of your way to do anything. It's just a way or token of appreciation. 1,000, 2,000, 500 naira, whatever you have. It's the thought behind it that this guy, I've learned from you. You've blessed me intellectually. Thank you. God bless you. Happy birthday, NCs. God bless you, my brother. Back to you now, Tumba.
Never ready, bro. You just so really never best, my brother. Good evening. Where are you spacing from?
Wow. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're spacing from. Otumba, I'm spacing from
Yeah,
Abuja.
you should trademark this your opening, You should trademark it.
Oh, all right. Saddam, I heard you said you're on transit. Jimmy, my man. Jimmy, I think you have to come back and take the laughing of Oyo. The way you speak this your language like this, you don't speak like you are in the States. You just have to come back and take the royal title of laughing of Oyo. Um, so we're meaning Nigeria. Otumba, my man. Sizol, my brother. Happy birthday. I wish you the very best when that time comes. I know in few hours now, like Otumba has said, like in Hong Kong and perhaps in India, it's your birthday already, but we just have to wait, a few minutes or a few hours, to get to that moment when we all bless you. Everybody have just said it all. You don't need introduction on this space. You are the life and the voice of this space. So in times like this, we take some time out to actually celebrate you as one of our own. So God will bless you. He will open your coasts and He will make your latter day greater than your latter days greater than your beginning. So I'm currently in Abuja, like you all know, and I just want to start by saying, like I was in some spaces yesterday, and for those of you that in Abuja, this thing is not much. We are not even asking that people should come and protest. We are just saying that people should come and do solidarity. That's the only thing we can do now, because our principal is actually doing all the work. You can imagine I was in Abuja yesterday, and I think I got to the court about there on time because it was to be 8 o'clock, and I said, oh, by 8 I should be in the court, and I was there perhaps 2 minutes past 8. And I don't even know that P2B has been there like since 6:30. You can imagine that kind of thing. Like it was there already. And because he knows how these things work, that most times if you don't even come on time, the way they barricaded the whole place is barricaded, it's going to cause a delay. And the Nigerian system, they can do anything. They can just hold you somewhere and say, I did not come to court and all this. So this man is always ahead. It shows that the man actually is somebody who means business and who is ready for this job. And if P2B is in Abuja, for this case, it's in Abuja for this case. I don't know any other reason anybody. If you're working, perhaps you're in essential services, you're so tied up with your job and not just, so it's understandable. But if you're the kind of person that can take excuse 1 hour, 30 minutes, you can come around there. You mustn't drive to that ground. You can actually drive, get to a place where you can park your car and come, and show. So it's important we do this because our principal is in town, and because it's in town, I don't think people have so much of it, and I don't think it's everybody in Abuja, because I heard people say, "Oh, people in Abuja behave like this." People in Abuja, I don't think anybody behaves anyhow. You can actually come out if you want to come. There is no spirit that is holding Abuja people down not to actually do some of these things, because some people came out of state, and some of us that is in Abuja now, like me now, it's not like I don't have anything I'm doing. Because of this movement, I'm having an extra year. Because of this movement, I missed my exam. I'm going to take that. So some of us, everybody is doing one sacrifice or the other, and this one is not, it doesn't mean so much. Just come out tomorrow. It's important to do that. Having said that, I know that Obedient are going to do this. So going there, I'm going to go there early tomorrow, at least by 6:30 tomorrow. I should be in court, and God willing, perhaps I'll be able to get into court. And if I'm able to get into court, I will just go live, and so that everybody will follow, whatever that is happening there. But so far so good. I want to thank all of you that is pushing, that is doing everything that you're doing. The Violence a crew, and our new baby that we're actually launching. So all of you that is doing great work at the background, trying to go out of your way to do some of this. At the end of the day, we are going to get this thing at the end of 25th of February. But the Nigerian have taught us a lesson that you can never know with this country. It's a criminal enterprise, like I've always continued to say. Nigeria is a crime scene, and everything that you're seeing playing out, is what has defined the Nigerian state, before this time. But it's good that we have a generation that is going to say enough, to this nonsense, enough to this madness, and that generation is this generation. And that's why I've always said that if our generation actually fail to kill the people that have held our collective destiny hostage, then those people will be ready to kill us. Because this time around, if we miss it, what these people are going to show us is more than Yoruba Pepe. I want to take that again, that if we miss it this time, what they are going to show us in this season is going to be, because you're not going to have an election. Because what is biting these people so hard now is that electoral reform, some of those aspects of those electoral reform that was put into our laws. And that is what you saw playing out in Osun State election. And that is why that Osun State election, because I was praying and say, God, please let the Supreme Court actually come through. Because coming through is going to give, actually, it's going to give, us the leverage to actually fight, the judgment of Osun. Because it's important that the beaver, like people have noted here, INEC cannot come at the middle of the road and say, oh, they are changing the routes. And everybody you have seen, because if you are watching channels, television, and see people they are bringing people to come and say, oh, that the fact that you did not post in IRF does not mean the technology did not work. And the fact that, oh, we could not upload, they are bringing all manner of nonsense. But the truth about why the electoral law? Why the electoral law? The whole purpose of the electoral law is to kill those things, to put an end to those things that will make people rig, those aspects of our electoral processes that these criminal politicians have actually used to rig election for years. That is what the Electoral Act actually spoke to. And that I continue to say that APC has never won election. APC for me is not a political party, it's a demonic organization. They've not won party. Thanks to Nigerians, we used to berate a whole lot of people who have been voting APC. But the truth about the matter is that it is just the minority of the Nigerians that have supported APC. Those people that have been bewitched, those people whose brain has been taken away, those people whose destiny has been stolen and stolen forever, those people who are destined for hell and hell they will go. Those are the people who have been voting for APC. But the majority of Nigerian people have not been voting for this party. I kid you not. They've not been voting. These people rigged themselves because of Jonathan and his useless, way of behaving. He allowed these people to rig him out in 2015. And because of the noise that they made, this thing they are saying are obedient and disobedient, those are the noise they were making in 2015. And everybody believed. They said, Jonathan stole money. Jonathan is useless. Jonathan is a drunkard. Dezani has stolen all the money. Blah, blah, blah. All everything they said. Nigerians, somehow, when they rigged the election, Nigerians believed that Buhari won the election. In 2019, it was obvious because it did not take Buhari 2 years to ruin this country, to take this country backward to where Nigeria has actually gone out from. But in 2000, it became clear in 2019 that these guys did not win election. They rigged it. And when PDP went to court, one of the problems that PDP had was because there was no law backing the card reader or backing the PVC. There was no law backing it. And that was what the APC relied on for Buhari to come back. But in this season, those things become law. So if we are living in an interesting time, thank God for showing state election. I don't know what the judges are what else they are going to say other than the truth. I think somebody said the other day that we don't, really care. It's not like it's not our problem to trust the judiciary. Our problem is to choke them with facts. By the time they open their eye, we'll bring another fact. But all those pile of papers. By the time the judge will say, "Let him look," he will bring another fact. By the time we say, we'll bring another fact. By the time they will be consumed by facts. By the time they know, they will call their even if APC is sponsoring them, call them by the corner and say, "My brother, how did people do this kind of thing?" They will come and say, "We thought you just rigged it small. We don't know this. These people are going to give us victory." There is no. It's either they will end this country at this stage or they give us victory. So let us just keep our fingers crossed, keep doing what we can do. And those of you now, please come out. We are going to win this, and we are going to make history. We made history on 25th of February when all of us came out and voted. Nigerians never believed, a lot of people never believed what was going to happen, and all of us came through. And the truth about the matter, across this nation, people voted for P2B. Nigerians are tired, the way the country is being run. Everybody is tired in this country. And some of us who were on ground, who went to some of these campaigns, who saw people on the ground, who met ordinary people, market women, people walking on the road, we met teachers in the airport, we met immigration officers, we met custom officers, we met people, in order. Are tired. You meet policeman on the road, they say, I meet military man on checkpoint. He said, even when I was coming to, I wore my cap, and the man said, oh, when he stopped the drive, he said, oh, one of us are here. So I now look back, I thought maybe there was another military man that was in the vehicle. And the man said, no, it's you that I'm talking about. Are you not obedient? I said, oh, so because I never saw it coming. That is to tell you how Nigerians actually bought this message. Forget these people who will tell you, oh, we are headless mob, we are this, obedient, and not the rest of them. And for these people, I've continued to say I have no respect for some of these businessmen in Nigeria. The reason why these churches are growing so fast is because most of the things that people go to church to pray to happen is what government would have done for them ordinarily. So people don't have to go to church and say, God, a woman is pregnant, doesn't have money for antenatal, is going to church to pray for them, for God to do, for the spirit to do one thing. These things are things that government could do easily. So if we have a government that is functional, people will have less problem. When people go to church, they will go to church because of their soul job. And somebody is going to church to do fasting and prayer. What we need is to have a functional government, a government that is responsible and responsive. And if you do that, most of these churches, they will lose business. People will not go to those places and listen to their fallacy. And that's why when people say, they say, oh, Baba, daddy of God. It's not daddy in anything. These people are part of the problem. And they are part of the problem. That is why these people cannot speak truth to power. The only job of a man of God is to speak truth to power. That is why the prophet can go to the king and say, oh, king, you have. That is why Nathan went to David and said, this king, you've done this thing. Uriah had only one wife. You had multiple wives. Oh, king, you can even look at to your dominion and say, this queen will come and this queen will come. This maiden come and this maiden will come. But you went and steal the wife, the only wife. You even killed him. Not only that you slept with the wife, but you killed him in the process. He spoke to when Nathan spoke to David, he never cared what David would have done. He would have gone to prison, but he damned the consequence. In the other space, I talked about when Daniel was talking to Nebuchadnezzar, he said, we are not careful. When they came and told them that, oh, if king heard that you did not obey, the king will say, we are not even careful. We are not even going to prepare. We are not going to sweat or break our head to think of what we are going to tell to the king. We are not careful to answer you in this matter. So you see, Adeboye, we are not careful. Whatever thing these people are saying, we are not careful to answer you. The Oni of Ife is a political Oni. We are not careful to answer you in this matter. And my problem about these whole people is that we will just be on our own. We'll be on our own. They will put mouth in our case. I've never seen any obedient insult any, go out of there. We have not gone out of our way to insult anybody. We have not gone out of our way to shout on anybody. These people will come and call us obedient. When we reply them, they say, oh, we are stubborn. These people will come and tell us this. When we reply them, if you don't want insult from us, please don't put mouth in our matter. Breast. If you don't want to put receiving stuff, because we are going to give you anyhow you want it. We are this street, we occupy it. We are not careful. We are not respectful, especially when you're not respectful to yourself. In short, the Nigerian state has removed all the respect we have. Nigeria does not deserve respect. We want to build a country that have reputation, that will have respect. That is the kind of country we want to build. You see, this country we are running now, this country is far gone. It's a criminal enterprise. It's a fraudulent organization. We don't have any respect for criminals. A country that actually rigged a drug leader to become his head. That country is gone. That country is satanic. So we don't have any respect for that country. We just want to redeem the country. Buy hypo, buy Omo. See that green and white. We wash it. We give it. We all of us, all the obedient will come in one day. We wash that green, white, green, wash it again because that green has been adulterated. We need a functional government, a functional country that works. But I kid you not, in this season, by the grace of God, we are going to win this. We are going to be here. Keep doing what we are doing. Keep making sure that we don't leave any stone unturned. But I don't believe our lawyers are ready. Our case is watertight. There is no way out for APC. There is no way out for them. The only thing they can do is for them, maybe today, tomorrow, Tinubu can just say, I'm not doing again. Please, just come and collect your mandate. But if they say that we should go to that tribunal, we are going to go to that tribunal and we are going to see to the end of it. And at the end of the day, it is going to be that, we have won the election. So thank you guys, for everything that you do. All of you on this space, women in Nigeria, Otumba, my man, Joe Obedient, Mary, Ejikeme, everybody, Madam Anka Dede, Emia Saddam, NC, my brother, Sister Dunke, Omega, Olawanski, Savik. I can't call your name, but maybe I will call Sweet. I don't know whether Sweet Angel is here because I always call Sweet Angel. Everybody on this page, please, thank you for all that you do. I love you all. I love you guys. I love you. So tomorrow, Abuja people, please come through for us. We are in Abuja. And Chigozie, I can see you too. Nello, Meg, Cindy, oh God, Gaboni, Dr. Olu, every one of you. Thank you so much. Let me drop this mic before Otumba will come for my neck. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Let's go. Come ahead. I'll go to Chini, then I'll come to. Okay. I'll go to Chini. I'll go to Joel Obedient, more Madonna than Mary White. Chini, go ahead.
Good evening, all. We never best. Just drink water first, please. This is your submission, beg. Just drink water and pause. I was just wondering, do you ever stop talking? Oh my
Sorry,
God,
Chini,
what
please.
energy?
I posted a bank account on the Jumbotron. Please wish Ernest happy birthday in that bank account or whatever you have. Thank
Oh,
you. Go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead, Mitch.
Happy birthday, N6. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, we had NADECO on the conversation line. I don't know if we can still talk about that.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I listened to what you played, and it's just so on point. I liked that there was no there was no painting of words. Everything was direct. Everything was straight up, like you could hear the word hitting so hard. It's true that we are in a country that politicians enjoy taking money outside the country, buying houses. But the striking thing is that when they carry this huge amount of money to these abroad countries, they receive them wholeheartedly and collect the money because it's going into their economy and it's helping them grow their economy. And um, I'll just I remember the time when I was speaking with a mortgage advisor about getting a house or getting mortgage, and she said, if you're bringing money into this country, they're going to investigate money, you have to do this, do that, link it to this, link it to that. And then I asked her, so how easy is it for the politicians to just bring in money and just dump it in a country like the UK and nobody says anything? And she says, well, that's politicians. That she also wonders that it's very common and very easy for them to bring in money and they take it. It's very easy for politicians to go to Nigerian banks and borrow money and bring in this money to these countries and file and it becomes a bad debt to the banks. And the banks push this debt to NDIC. And NDIC maybe you draw some red X on some houses, some very cheap houses, and claim that is a bad debt, and they're writing it off. And tomorrow you see these same politicians buying properties worth more than what was written off back home. I've worked as an auditor for years, and this is a very common thing that happens. So it's sad. It's really sad that um this is where we are. But I'm happy that we are fighting a good fight. I'm happy that I can talk about PO, and I feel very proud of myself that I'm talking about someone that is a Nigerian that has integrity, that has given us the kind of fresh air that we want. That there's this joy when you talk about PO and I talk about where he has put us Nigerians and where we are heading to, and the kind of hope we have that by the time our mandate is returned, everything we've ever wanted, everything we've ever worked for will become ours. So, about the Adeleke's victory. I am very happy that the lead counsel is Ibazu. And I am also very happy that during those deliberations, there were a lot of referrals to the Electoral Act, which still establishes what everybody has been saying. And I love that he experienced all of these things. And I love that he's going to use those points to also defend our case at the tribunal for PO. So I think it's a victory for us either ways. Is because it's a lesson learned from the experience of that case, even at the Supreme Court level. And now taking that lesson to the tribunal, there's going to be a lot of support to our arguments. And I look forward to the day victory will be granted to us. So I'm just going to ask a question. I know that the president of the appeal courts, the lady, I can't pronounce her name, sorry. But I noticed that during the Monday hearing, she wasn't present. Is there a reason why, or is there? I don't know. Can someone help me? I just want to understand why she's not part of that team.
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know if one minute.
Yeah, but basically, I think, I mean, I think we said this. I know you, Max, kept emphasizing it, that for those first set of pictures we saw was not like the confirmed people that will lead the panel. I think yesterday they released the people that will officially lead the panel. I know I had a screenshot of it from General Richie's.
1 minute, can I just say some answer her? I think I
Okay.
heard she recused herself,
Okay.
and basically most people, if you check the people that are in the panel now, there's no one from the southwest or from the northeast or from the southeast where the candidates came from. So I think it was just something they wanted to have people from and from regions that are not included in in the tribunal. That's what I heard, anyways.
I think she's from Jos, so
Yeah.
she's
No,
not from.
so yes, she's actually from the North Central. So
Yeah.
I just think that not like I think there's a new. It's yesterday they really constituted the petition, the people that will lead the petition, and the person actually leading it now is Justice Haruna Samani.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's the person leading the petition now. Then other couple of justices, Stephen Ada, Mosurat Boladi Yusuf, Justice. So I mean, it's out there. So, but I think that's something that over time will also come up to
Okay.
will come to public light. I know you are looking for that
Mm.
5 men picture that you like. I'm sure it will be developed soon.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, well-meaning. I just wanted to understand if there is no maybe conflict somewhere that's brought about her not being part of that team. But I get your explanation. So I think that's all I have to say. Thank you very much. Happy birthday, N6. Bless you, everyone.
Thank you, Chino. Thank you so much. I think this is, this afternoon I went to the Supreme Court's website. Typically in the US here, when you have court cases, you can typically go to the website and look up transcripts of the court case, or opinions on judgment. And the US Supreme Court does it all the time. When there's a landmark decision, you can read opinions. And I was trying to find one. My brother, the last time they posted any news on the Supreme Court website was probably I don't think it has any news in the last 4 or 5 years. I was like, what the hell? Like, are we still in this stone age where you can't post the excerpt of a ruling or opinion? Like, why? What is the sense behind the secrecy? But I'm tired, Jay. Let's go to I think I said Joel will be then Madonna. Joel, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Emir Sadam, Otumba, Jimmy, Wemini, River Best, all the sheikhs, the imams, the pastors, and the new deaconesses, Deaconess Nelu, Mommy Bolanle, and Mary White now. The churches and the mosque is getting balanced now. We thank God. MC's happy birthday, whether in advance or belated, I don't know. But I thank God for today. We have come a long way. It's been a long time I've spoken in this space, but I've never missed any service. I'm always here. I clean the altar, do the retreating and all those things. I enjoy listening anyway, but I have something to say today. So I just want to tell us that we have come a long way. We carried this baby for 9 months. I'm talking about the presidential tribunal that is going on now. For very good 9 months on our DOD, we delivered normally, not with CS, and all of a sudden they say the baby is in a intensive unit. And if you have experienced it like myself, one of my triplets entered the unit. In short, you even forgot the other ones. Is that one that you will be running up and down, and the money that you will spend taking care of that intensity, the one in the intensity, will over even cover every money you have spent, even when you got pregnant from the first day. So that's how it has been, and I thank God that yesterday the small life started coming. The baby in the unit, he has started getting life. So there is very big hope that the baby will come out alive and healthy. I just want to give every one of us flower for what we have done. When I saw the mountain of evidences that were on the table, I say, wow, these are just papers. So if they want electronic, they. If they want it in Gbedu style.
Mama Madonna, are you there?
I think we lost her, and that submission just did go well.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy Mandela, are you there?
Not to like violence.
Ah, I no go lie. That submission just dey sweet me. I think
That commission was inside pressure pot, starting to boil.
as in it's the instance she gave for me, the intensive care. It means, she said even when you give birth to triplets, one is in intensive care. You will leave the remaining two to go and take up that one. So that's why we are not celebrating Abia State, one governor, senator. That's not our business right now. You see this presidential. It looks as if we did not win anything before. Please, I want her to come back. All right.
I think she's coming back. I think I just brought her back on. She's
Okay.
back. Well, Mandela, are you there? Well, Madonna. I think she's struggling that connection. Okay. Mary, why you want to jump in real quick before she comes back? Or are you back, Mama Madonna?
Not pass Budilon, no. The thing I was just yanked off. So as I was saying, I watched everything yesterday, the pile of evidences, and then they don't even know what we have. Yesterday, the whole timeline was flooded with the ones I've not even heard about. I've started compiling them. I don't know whether you people have seen it. The one that's Obi. You have the one of labor. You now have the one, the popular one, LP, and more will be coming out. And these are coming out from the 6 geographical zones of Nigeria. So it means, let them show us Tinubu's own, where there's something like this happened. Anyway, that one I'm sure with what we have, that we are going to, this government, they are very, very predictable. I am not carried away. I congratulate Adeleke for what happened today, but I'm not carried away for what happened today. You see, these people, they've been lied. Buhari lied to us. He went to UNN and lied to them. Mahmoud Yakubu lied to us. He and Festus Okoye lied to us. So they would not come and use this Adeleke own to come and blindfold us as if we don't know what is happening. We can easily predict them. They may give us victory, but I just want us to know that the main is at the Supreme Court. By the time we finish dealing with them here, that is where the main will start. And by that time, I want to beg all obedience. This is the time to go back to our 1 million march crew. It is time. Yesterday, I watched everything, every video. In short, Distinguished post a video. I thought it was Obedient that was doing that this thing yesterday, but it was PDP. The PDP, they were marching out the whole of Abuja. They were saying, cancel this election. This inauguration will not happen. But on the background, I was hearing people saying something. This one at PDP. Wait on the day the Labour people will come out. That means no movement in Abuja. So I know the secret of the plan of PDP. They've been keeping quiet, aligning with APC. They want us to fight the battle when we finish, as vultures they are. When a vulture sees a weak animal, he will just go and take somewhere around and be waiting until when you will the animal will die, they will not descend on you. That is the plan the PDP have for us. They too, they rigged. Everybody knows that they rigged. Only that they had rigged PDP, and then he even forgot the most important one, which is the federal FCT. So I just want us to, we are not going to still relax. So there is still something. But one thing I know is that with the effort, with this ginger we are putting on, we are controlling everything. Parallel fast is coming out. Just look at the number of fake news that came out. But I know that each one I see, I commented. That is my work. I'll go there and comment. Even face wouldn't be named Abati. I told him you have always been being this thing with drug barons. You were running mate to Baruji in Ogun State. So I'm not surprised that you are dancing towards Pablo. So I'm not surprised. It is your way of life. But we know you. But this time around, with the mountain of evidences we have and what we have done, everybody knows that we won this election in a landslide, and we are going to recover our mandates. That baby in the ICU is going to come out alive and healthy. I yield the mic.
Thank you so much, Mama Donna. Thank you so much. Mary White, my sister, welcome to the space.
Hi, Otumba. Hi, everyone. Well meaning, my brother. How buddy? How are you? Not long one I see you really have a best. I listened to your submission. Which one? What would you want your single girls to do? Now you're saying no church again because the men there don't have money. I beg, take them easier. Emir Saddam, hi. You on the speaker session today with us. Thank you. Sizzle. One them okay. I mean, as a matter of fact, I want to say what I have to say now, because Nello, my sister, is here, and hopefully, I pray she will help me translate what I'm about to say for Sizzle, because I am gonna speak in Igbo, maybe Ejike, whoever. But Sizzle, I hope you're here. One them mother. I know today is your birthday, and here now your chuku will for you will ogologondo. Na isi ike. And ihe ọzọ m na ya Chukwu ka onye ga-ezigbo nwanyị, ezigbo ezinụlọ, na ihe niile dị mma n'ụwa na.
Sorry, man. Sorry, Mary
And
White. Mary White, hold on. I don't understand Igbo, but why
Thank
you use
you
the
very
American
much.
accent?
So far,
Why you
so
use the
good with the
American
Igbo.
accent to
why
Igbo?
I dey
Thank
tell
you.
you,
one
I dey
them
hear
Use the
accent,
American
British
accent to
accent.
Igbo.
I'm Jimmy now. I'm Jimmy now. Otilo.
I don't hear the American accent. I don't understand Igbo, but I hear the American accent with the Igbo language.
Nwanne nwoke Chukwunna m ga-agọzi gị mmaji kwuru mmaji. Ihe ọ bụla itinyere aka gị na ya, ọ ga-agara gị ọfụma. Ihe niile aka m na-arịọ Chukwu ka onye gị ihe ọ bụla ị jọrọ n'ụwa na ị ga-enweta ya.
Amen. Thank you very
Ihe
much.
aka m na-arịọ
Amen.
n'aha Jizọs Kraịst onye
Amen.
nwe anyị.
Amen.
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 N'aha na nwa na mmụọ nsọ. Amen. Nwanne m nwoke ọ ga-adịrị gị mma. Oge niile.
Amen.
So long as
Thank
ị
you
nọ
very
na
much.
ị na-eme. I'm gonna nwanne m nwaanyị ị chọrọ translate ọ dị n'aka but m nwee ekwuola m nke m.
Sizu bụ nwafọ Igbo ka
Jimmy,
ihe a
Jimmy, they here since they finished us with Yoruba. Fire on, my sister. Fire on.
Akwa my turn ugbu a Igbo.
How are you so funny?
Okay,
Someone
anyway.
should remind me, what's the name of this actor? What's his name? There's a movie he did where he was a king that came from the US. And he was speaking in Igbo.
Hanks Anuku.
I want to find that video. She sounds like that right now. There's a video where, what did he say in that
Ego
video?
Belu, something like that.
It sounds like. Like, why is this? Oh, yeah, then translate to what you hear the prayers so you can say amen in Yoruba. Oh, yeah, then translate.
I mean, I know Sisu heard his prayers now, I mean,
Leno does not understand Igbo.
what do
Translate
you
what?
mean? Of course not. Don't be funny. Literally, the one that I heard was that she prayed that,
The way
I
you
mean, I
heard.
heard everything, but the one that caught my attention was the prayer for Sisu to get a good wife, So hopefully, Vawulence we can attend. We can attend our first Vawulence. I don't know how Sisu went for all those Vawulence rally, and he didn't, come home with one.
We
With
had
one
a
of
country to
Malicha,
save that
but all
time,
right.
so all eyes were on PO.
Can I translate what Mary
Yes,
White?
Madonna, please translate for us. Thank you.
Yeah,
Madonna, because help
Mary
me.
White said that it will be well with you. In whatever you lay your hand upon, you shall prosper. God will give you a very good wife. and in your coming in and going out, you'll be a blessing. All the good things you have been looking up upon God, God will bless you with them. He will give you long life and prosperity and yafu blessing. In a nutshell, that's what she said.
Amen.
I beg, waiting be nyafu for
Th-
you. I beg.
Thank you so much.
Plenty blessing. Blessing duku.
Also,
Nuku blessing.
yes. So, ah,
Thank you
thank
very
you
much. Yeah,
so
thank
much,
you, Mama
madam.
Delon.
Okay.
Go ahead. Joel, my brother, how you doing? Good evening. Mm-hmm. Joel Obedient, are you here? Or you do? Ah, educate man, this your eye. You just want blind my eye. You go calm down. Hold on. Just want blind my routine wave. Nelly, go ahead. Nelly, let me let you come in right now, and then I'll go back to educate man. Nelly, go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Joel Obedient, I miss that your former DPO. This one, I never still, adjust to this new DP, but it's all right. Sizzle, my brother, happy birthday, my Taurian mate. Taurus. We know they carry last ever.
Ah,
So,
more than no. Ah,
jealousy, oh. Say male children, we were the best. Like, no
Not
toot
true, my
our
sister.
horse.
You're right.
Like no competition. Happy birthday, Sizzle. I remember Sizzle N6 before violence and the whole thing. I mean, we all know N6 from the radio. Yeah, grew up, listening to you and then to
more
meet
than they
you
send that
again.
money. Don't be all this thing. If you grow up listening to you, send money. See, I
I
can't
can't.
wait.
I can't do
Now,
jumbotron. I can't do
Nice
jumbotron.
is supposed to
Send
send
some
us
cash.
money.
Send
Nice
funds.
is supposed to give away.
Hashtag send for. I don't do giveaway all my
Nice to
birthdays.
give away for
This
us.
one I support. Maybe people send me money. I beg.
Send him money. Send him money. You send him money. Nello, send him money.
No wahala. Anyway, so I still remember. I think we met on this PO journey when you still used to co-host with is it Ayo Space them. ISIS go there. ISIS they form neutral those days. But one thing that ISIS would always say, we always tell them is that don't forget the number of people that turned 18, since 2015. He will keep hammering to them that there are a lot of young people, and these young people are on PO side and they've collected their PVCs. And those guys, they will always say, oh, young people don't vote, they don't this. And ISIS will always say, and eventually it was nice to finally see that you took a side and you came on the violence space. And thank you so much for all that you do, because the level of research that you bring into the violence space, we really do appreciate it. It elevates the conversation. So thank you so much. Happy birthday. And I say amen to all the prayers that my sister Mary White has said. I know tomorrow is your birthday, but I mean, literally it's almost tomorrow anyways, but we're still gonna wish you a happy birthday tomorrow. All right. So on the topic of the day, the PE. See, one thing I want to say is let's this because I can see Sandalili now. He has already started shouting. Now they are saying they have not read the Kiniko's case. They are shouting that the Supreme Court. See, Sandalili, if you are listening, APC, if you are listening, yes, we're happy that I mean, sorry, Adeleke won his governorship, that the Supreme Court reinstated him. But we are not stupid, okay? The beavers, as it worked in Adeleke's case, is different. The beavers did not work as it should. INEC failed in its guidelines. INEC had it stipulated guidelines on how it was going to operate. It did that for Adeleke. Don't forget that the results were uploaded at the polling units for Osun State. It wasn't done that way for the presidential election. So don't think that we are stupid or we do not understand how this thing works. We are very, very, very much aware. So yes, we are happy for his judgment, and we know how we're going to approach it, because they want to make it look like, oh, now Beavers is the ultimate. Yes, Beavers is the ultimate if the guidelines were followed to the letter. So I just wanted to put that out there. So guys, let's this because one thing that we have to understand is that in this judgment, the court of public opinion also plays a very, very important role in this judgment. So don't think that you're going to come and bamboozle the people and say, but in Osun time you people upheld the Beavers, right? But now you don't want to uphold the Beavers. The situation is very, very different. So let's just get that out there so everyone knows, so that we are mindful. Yes, the Beavers is very important in the sense that we understand that INEC understands its guidelines, and it has to follow it to the letter. All right, moving on to what does that want to talk about? Okay, this whole traditional leaders situation and all of that, and religious leaders. I understand when somebody says, I'm going to say anything, but then one thing I just want to say is that when it comes to politics, just know the battle. Be very let's don't It's not every battle that we fight. Let's just pick and choose, the battles that we're going to fight. Some are not necessary. If they are going to cause like unnecessary tension, just let it go, at least for now, that because we know the game that is the game that these guys are trying to play. They want to cause unrest in the country so that maybe they will somehow, because one thing about this whole Supreme Court judgment is that they also take into cognizance stability of the country and all of that. So let's just that's why I'm very happy for the unity that we have brought into this whole thing. I'm happy, I come on these spaces, I can see the Yoruba people. There are northerners, there are middle belters, there are southerners, there are southeasterners. This is literally Nigeria in a nutshell. So as much as they try to bring those divisions, let's just try to. And if you see PO, if you see what PO is doing, he keeps trying. I mean, they will say, oh, why didn't PO? If PO's one, I love that man. See, and the thing people don't understand is that it takes a level of self-confidence and self-awareness to see someone that is supposed to be your opponent and walk up to them, say hello to them, have one or two chats, and walk away. It takes, I don't know if you guys understand. See, yeah, it's actually easier for you to pretend to not see the person, or just throw your face away. That is even cowardice. If you see someone that will match up, greet, do everything, it's not. As in, personally, I admire people like that, because I know that for a lot of people, when you see someone that is your opponent or something, you want to start maybe look another way or not go but for you to match up to them wherever they are, talk to them, have a conversation, and then walk away, it's a big, big flex. And it takes it takes self-awareness and self-confidence to actually be that person. So please don't, because I see some obedience on the timeline. PO, I need you not to stop saying greeting these people. Please let him greet them, continue to choke them with what? Choke them with kindness, choke them with humility. Let them continue to let them do whatever they are going to do with themselves. At least when you go to bed, you sleep well. And yeah, tomorrow is our hearing. Please, I need to understand again why PDP has, filed a notion that to televise this thing. Why is it up to APC and INEC to decide if they want it or not? I don't understand why that decision has to come from them. I thought that, this is something that the courts would decide and also take into cognizance public opinion. I think, again, when we come out to do our rallies, we need to increase the volume, and increase and demand that these things be televised live, because it is for our own, it's for the public. When we came out in our numbers to vote for the presidency at the polling units, and they decided that the result, it will not be decided anymore at the polling units, that it's not going to be done at the courts. The least that the courts can do is allow the public access, allow us to see what's going on, allow us to hear the judgment. I don't want to hear it from a third party, and then we have to start trying to deduce, oh, is this what they are saying or not? If you cannot give us live transmission, can we have the audio available? I want to hear this thing myself. I don't want anybody to come and be doing summary. Either they give us live transmission, or they make the audio taping available after every court session, so people can access it. Yeah, so when we go out tomorrow, guys, please come out in your numbers, to the courthouse. I want to see, like, tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be there, waiting, looking, praying for all the news that's going to come out. And I want to see a lot of obedience there, and yeah, with your placards, just stand there, wait outside. Not everyone will be able to get in, but if you don't get in, please don't go home. Stay there and make your presence felt. Thank you. And I yield my mic here. Thank you, well meaning. I see you. Thank you, my sister Mary White. I love you so much. Ejikeme, Emery Saddam, Emery Saddam, and I don't know, and Otumba. I don't know why you're two here. Mommy Madonna, Anka Dede, special shout out. Spotlight. So, guys, thank you so much. Make I use my mic here. Bye.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you, Nello. Thank you so much. Next, Joel, are you available now? I answered to my brother. I see your hand. Come in, brother.
Yeah, so hello everyone, good evening. Due to my new timing, I'm very sorry I will not be able to be making the beginning part of the space, especially the first 1 hour, say 1 hour 30 minutes. But then I'll now be here till it ends, and it is what it is. So let me give my submission right now. This submission I'm going to give is very funny, but it's a submission that if you're in the APC, record this submission and find a way to get it across to Bola Ahmed Tinubu as fast as possible. The submission is called Bola Ahmed Tinubu, What You Can Learn from a Young Man Called Tory Lanez. Dear Tinubu, the plan almost worked. It almost did. It almost did. I bet you get up at night and you caress that mandate. You run your hands over the glass. I bet you have memorized every single word on that piece of paper. That paper that says Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of Nigeria. You and I know one part of you wishes you had run this thing differently. One part of you knows your real name is not Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So you don't get the real justification, no matter how long you have bear this moniker. One part of you knows that document is as faulty, as false, and as trash as the paper you used to wipe your ass this morning that you flushed hours ago you've not thought about. Why is it that an old man like you can learn from a young man like Tory Lanez, Bola Tinubu? I will explain. Tory Lanez was dating a girl called Megan Thee Stallion. He used to get high on his energy. He was a known smoker, drug user, cocaine use, hard drugs, everything. Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot after an argument in a car. Tory Lanez had almost 2 years to have made that story right. He could have apologized. This girl was his former lover. He could have found better ways to handle that thing. But from day one, Tory Lanez said, I am right. She's lying. I didn't shoot her at all. What hit her leg was glass from the ground. Tory Lanez. But guess what happened? A lie needs another lie that needs another lie. So first of all, it started with I didn't shoot Megan Thee Stallion, to I shot on the ground and it was shrapnel, to Megan Thee Stallion was one who shot her friend, to the story ton. When the court cases started, Tory Lanez had great lawyers. He was rich and wealthy. There was one of the court cases that Tory Lanez even came with his son, hung the boy on his neck, said his son is his good luck charm. It got to a point where all the bloggers, academics, were all against Megan Thee Stallion. Even me begin suspect, say, these women and the way then they talk. Now, so Tory Lanez ginger, but Megan Thee Stallion stuck to her story. You see, the truth does not go left, it does not go right. Megan Thee Stallion stuck to her story. Tory Lanez shot me in the foot. That was her story. It didn't shake for 2 years. The day Megan Thee Stallion went, she was taken to them and they were pulling shrapnel out of her feet. It was gone residue. Her story was, Tory Lanez shot me in the foot. That was it. Guess what? One day Agaricha went to the market and didn't come back. There was that court case that Tory Lanez did not go home with his family members from that court case. Tory Lanez, as I speak to you, one of the biggest musicians in the world, one of the most toured musicians, one of the most talented musicians, is languishing in a United States prison. He will be lucky if he does anything less than 20 years for shooting a woman he was involved with. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Bayo Onanuga will not be in that jail cell with you. Dele Alake will not be in that jail cell with you. I hate to bring his name up, but all of you cowards, none of you died with Moshood Kashimawa Abiola. That man died honorably, but none of you people who fought and swore by his name went to prison with him or were poisoned and murdered with him. None of you, you usurpers of democracy today. So, dear Bola Tinubu, it is not Bayo Onanuga or Festus Keyamo's name that committed perjury in his INEC EC9 form, Abi EC7. Look, the other day you were forced to send Lalong to court and Lalong was embarrassed out of the courtroom. Dear Bola Ahmed Tinubu, one day the Supreme Court will force you. You are not. You see, your money gives you an illusion of invincibility. But I always want to remind you, Nigeria has imprisoned greater men than you in the history of this country, and nothing happened. I don't know where the cockiness behind, the problem with drug barons is their level of confidence is ridiculous. But one thing that history will always show you is that the time the drug baron's confidence is at its highest, who the gods want to bring down, they first make mad. I forever blame Muhammadu Buhari for setting the groundwork for this audacity. Because even you, Bola Tinubu, it is on documented record all through Google that you knew you were never qualifiable to be president of Nigeria. You always knew it. You've always said it. When the Muslim ticket was going to be, you pushed Oshibanjo in front in 2015. You always knew. But Buhari set the audacity. So here we are. Dear Tinubu, today, use for medical reasons and give one last honorable excuse and say that you cannot be president of this country because your doctor has warned you against it. Drop that mandate, because you will go to court one day and you will not go back home. Ask any American here who is very well versed with the court process. You go come court today. They go tell you say your case now tomorrow. You go house. You go come court tomorrow. They go tell you say your case now next tomorrow. You go house. You go come court. Now one day they go just tell you say no, the case don't end. Bam! Or they go hold you. You get court case of 5 problems. They will hold you for 2 problems while you're still answering for the remaining 3. Anybody that knows about court knows this is how it works. Inibehe was a lawyer doing somebody's case. He entered Gobe with the judge. Judge lock him up. He served in tenure. Come out, continue to do lawyer for the case. True or false? Bola Tinubu, you will come to court defending your Guinea passport. Perjury will be brought up by 2 p.m. You will be in prison by 4 p.m. You will not be coming to court from prison. Go and check Ekweremadu's age. Ekweremadu is in his 60s. He has just been sent to the gallows for 10 years. Ekweremadu will be coming out of prison as a 70-year-old man. At least they arrested him in the UK. Bloomberg.
N6, are you there? I think you got a
I had
call.
to cut. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. You lost you for about
Okay.
2 seconds. Go ahead.
No, you see, Bloomberg cracked me up because I have been asking, who are you people going to send this NBC fine to this time around? Can you find Uber Facts? Can you find Bloomberg? That's on a 5 million that turns Shehu Akimbaloye into a pussycat. Can you find Bloomberg? When you bring up stories about Tinubu, facts and figures, Tinubu they will lock up, they will lock up hoping the story disappears. Is it not this same house they say Sheyi Tinubu bought that they said Peter Obi bought? I looked at the documents. Same Cayman Islands, same investment fund thing. Peter Obi came out, brought his documents, explained himself. 10 million pounds, I bought my house in the 90s. This, I bought my house. Oh, they said that you did Panama Papers. Okay, when I left UK, I carried my investment. I dropped here. This was what I did. It is the same house. Every day, Bloomberg has been asking, a house that was there, Dele Alake, with your mouth odor. Come out now and defend this house. Come out and defend it. Come out and defend it. Look, dear Nigerians, if you're in APC, you guys committed electoral blasphemy and you will pay for it. I repeat, you will pay for it. Do you think you people, you think Americans ram poll, ANAP ram poll, Obi won on the poll, then you want to tell the world that he didn't win the election? You know, you guys are mad. You know, you people are now crazy. You people are now crazy in this country. That APC, you people ran this nonsense. Okay, now, all the efforts, Buhari has come out to say this was the best election, was free and fair. Oni of Ife has spoken his own. Adeboye has spoken his own. Today, primates, which one? One primate predicted Peter Obi will lose at Supreme Court. Look at these Christian leaders that we are not hearing from God before the election. All of a sudden, God is sending them email, text message, WhatsApp message, FaceTime, Zoom meeting. Everybody is hearing from God. But all they are hearing now is anti-Peter Obi. God did not tell people about Peter Obi before election, but now God is telling people to tell his supporters to calm down. And Melembe, I keep asking about the Nigerian God, because I know that I became closer to God when I stopped going to church in Nigeria. I keep asking. So the Nigerian God is telling me to leave an honest man and put my hope in a drug baron. The Nigerian God of Paul Adefarasi is telling me that I should suffer 8 more years of Saul, so that by the time Peter Obi comes, Naira will be 10,000 Naira to $1, just for me to follow his own evil prophecy. Things have happened in this country. And things are happening. All of a sudden now, all the pastors are hearing from God. God now is now releasing. It's okay. No problem. This election tribunal, if you notice me, I am not going. All eyes on the judiciary to me is a waste of time. The Nigerian judiciary are not stupid. They are not dumb. They have proven to us in their Adeleke case once again that they cannot be bought. Look, let me tell you. If you went to primary school, secondary school, you studied law, you graduated, you have kept your hands clean as a Supreme Court judge, then you reach Supreme Court, and you want to go and support. Look, you might be compromised to support Tinubu, but you see that Shetima. Shetima is enough. Shetima is the reason that I know that personally we are winning in the courts. Because Shetima is a case that is not funny to anybody. Shetima that was sent to the Nigerian Bar Association, and Shetima wore a clown suit, and in his own words that I came to ridicule the Nigerian judiciary. May the Nigerian judiciary ridicule you, Kashim Shettima, the Supreme Court. They must ridicule you. That clown suit, you will wear that clown suit out of the Supreme Court by the time we are done with this case. Sometimes I sit down and I cannot believe the nonsense we are discussing. I can't believe to God who made me. Sometimes Nigeria gives me I'm in the twilight zone in this country, and I swear before God and man that evil cannot. You see this election, it has turned to a battle of good and evil cannot win in this country. It cannot win in this country. You can see the bastards. You are seeing them online. Go back to the east. Do this one. God will not empower you people with victory in this country, because even when Muhammadu Buhari won election, his supporters were murderous physically. But I have never seen this level of discord being sowed in this country before. I put up a tweet about Akpobon Bridge being 14 months unfixed. One of the most premier routes in Lagos. And somebody will come to that tweet telling explain this to me. Akpobon Bridge is owned by the federal government. The current minister for works is a former 2-time governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Raji Fashola. If you say someone who waiting to do us for Akpobon, they will say it's Fashola's job. Is Fashola not the fucking former governor of Lagos? What did we gain by aligning Lagos with the center? That it will take 14 months to fix a fire that burned. If it was earthquake and that bridge collapsed totally, how long will it then take to fix it? If just to fix a portion that burned is taking this long, 14 months. Someone who truly must have a psychiatric file in Bagada General Hospital. He's really a mad person, because there's some things that happen in Lagos. Look, let me tell you, Lagos is being run by a mad person. Someone who is truly a bastard. He's truly crazy. Because if you're telling me that Echo Bridge, you cannot drive in a straight line from Stadium to Akpogbo to CMS, and you first drive like you're going to Apapa, then turn and drive like you're going to Ido, then face the motor traffic, then enter one other nonsense road. Bro, you cannot understand what Sulere people are going through. But time for election. Run everybody run their brains away. And we are where we are. Have you seen Sanwo-Olu since then? No. Look, Bola Tinubu, it was a good run. You fought a good fight. You have enjoyed your life. I will suggest one more time. Bow out honorably, because you are about to set the record as the first Nigerian that will have a presidential mandate removed from his hand. And I'm telling you, Bola Tinubu, I have seen where you are going, your ethnic dog whistles. Northern Nigeria will not shoot one bullet on your behalf. I promise you. You rigged yourself into election. Nobody celebrated. So I promise you that the day they will collect that mandate from you, that riot you think that will happen, who will fight? Is it Sheyi Tinubu? Who will come out and bust bottle? Who will fight the day they will collect that mandate from you? Who? Your supporters love Obi already. They just join all this. They join this nonsense because I don't know any. They are all rabid dogs. The ones that are rabid, but you still see them. Once in a while, disobedience. They are trying. Your supporters are fans. Use that your PCC line. Find an excuse, because Baba You will end up in prison, bruv. Ekweremadu is doing prison time neat. I have not come here to be talking petition tribunal. This Bola Tinubu, I am begging you in the name of God, respect yourself. Respect yourself. The soup Nigerians are cooking for you. I swear to God, tell Remy, Sheyi, everybody to calm the fuck down. Go into a room alone and think this thing, because Baba, go and Google how Pablo Escobar's life ended. It all started from the first day he put his hand inside politics. And that's where he got a mugshot of him taking, and that's what ended his whole conglomerate. My birthday is tomorrow. I've enjoyed my life. I've been blessed. This movement started. We saw a movement that brought that. This movement brought this man, Peter Obi, won that election. Neat. I've been shouting about data. I've been shouting about numbers, shouting about facts and figures, because I know your generation. The lady who came up before Anka Dede, the lady who was in her 50s, your generation does not listen to numbers. That is the problem. I've been shouting this in Beavers, this one. Bola Tinubu, it was better you ran this election like a big boy, bribe people, and then you just, no pressure. If you lost, you lost. But you see this one you have done. Baba, you enter prison. You will fuck around and enter. Bro, that prison, people have... Obasanjo entered that prison in this country. Go and ask Obasanjo. You see all these papas you are doing. You think Obasanjo is dumb? I saw another event. He called Oshibanjo and put Oshibanjo, "Yeah, come and speak." You think Obasanjo is dumb? I just they look you. You don't come now. You don't come inside Yoruba. You don't split your own people. Oduduwa. You don't split your people. You come inside Yoruba Muslim. You split your people. You come here. You come inside Nigeria. Split Igbo. You come inside split North. You come. Okay, now the other day, the tribalism you built in Lagos is affecting your candidate that Gbajabiamila is trying to sneak in the House of Reps. The Northerners said his mom is from Kwara. Sure, you have seen it. There's some Pandora's boxes in Nigeria. Please do not open. I was here begging about the Muslim ticket. It's not that there are no two Muslims in this country I can trust. I repeat, I said, if you bring Muslim ticket, you bring me Shehuski, you bring me Ibrahim from Big Tent, you bring me some kind of Muslims. One, by all means, carry Muslim tickets. But don't do me Muslim ticket and bring me Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima. There are some Pandora's boxes in this country you do not open. You don't know how to close them. Now you open Pandora box of Igbo, Igbo hatred. Go and close it now. Oh yeah, close it. Close it. Femi Fanikayode, Keyamo, close this Igbo hatred Pandora's box. You can't. And nothing has made... I'm so sad, because every tribal shortcoming we all share per tribe, this election has exposed it. And it wasn't this person. It was Atiku, but Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his camp in particular. I did one day like this. I was hearing a bitter tribalist discussion in one ghetto where I was fixing my car at my mechanic. And I wept for Nigeria. Just because somebody wants to be president. Igbo this, Igbo that, Igbo that. Just type anything, okay? Just type anything that has an atom of sense. You will just see one idiot. Carry an island back to your data. You just see one imbecile. And we cannot face this. This is Sudan had problem. Now see Igbo man come on. Igbo people have problem. We will still need northern soldiers to fight. The Yoruba situation, you still need the Igbos commercially. What is going on in this country? Adeleke has an Igbo mom, spoke Igbo. Oshun has no problem with it, but you come to a metropolis like Lagos, and that was one of the things that people used to fight Gbadebo revival. Okay, now we are where we are. Shout out to this Onyechi Pazu. You see, for me, this thing is a slam dunk. If you notice, I don't bother myself with this petition, because from the first time we were talking about this thing here, I said my own problem is that, first of all, you people are going for... Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not even qualify to write the exam. To write the exam first. And that is easily provable in courts. Papa, you know say you no go school. Which kind of cruise you can't carry us they catch for this country? You get some crews where go walk, governorship level, senate. But which crews do they use us catch? You no go school now. You no go school. Baba, you no go school. And that thing, for what you wrote in 1999, you will go to prison. So I don't understand what you're trying to do. Who? Because again, we as obedience now. Me, I don't even send the Supreme Court to. They don't bond them well. Oh yeah, give him now. Give him. If you people are mad. I'm not researching any Supreme Court judge. I don't want to know where their children live. I don't want to know their names. As far as the current Chief Justice has ruled on that 25% FCT before, in the court case between Buhari and I think was it Yaradua or Obasanjo, and a lot of other presidents. Okay, now today Oshun has said the president that Beavers will stand, and according to Beavers, we won this election neat. Beavers will stand. INEC had laid down rules and regulations. They didn't follow their laid down rules and regulations. Then INEC now, from what I'm reading through, one can't turn my head to tell me that it was not by force to hold that. But from the ruling of Adeleke today, that means that is all. We're following Beavers. We're following the Electoral Act. And by that alone, we have won this election. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not even interested in publish the petition tribunal live. I'm not interested. Left to me, I'm not interested. My own is that wrap this up before May the fucking 29th. Wrap this. This is easy. Wrap it up. If APC and their court wants to throw, say they must throw the normal courtist party. They can throw their party, courtist party, bring cake, happy birthday to you, bring a. Keyamo said you cannot build legality on illegality. So I want to know how somebody that does not fulfill the constitutional requirement to be president will be sworn in with the constitution. Because we have reached a point where we read the Bible and the Quran and we forget that there was a God that opened ground and swallowed Ananias and Sapphira just for lying. It will be very interesting on that day. Bala blue, bulaba, bola, tinubu, swear by, as you just taught constitution, come thunder and lightning, ground go open, swallow you, because that document you want to go and put your hand on and swear by, it's like you think it's just another book. You think it's the Bible. You think it's the Bible. You just put hand and swear and lie. You think the constitution is the Bible, Abi? You will know that there's a priest. I keep saying this. Keyamo has not told you. Keyamo's smart idea is to come on air and deny you ever went to school. Instead of Keyamo to tell you to drop this paperwork before somebody proves you didn't go to school and you go to prison for perjury. But you see, you are being followed by bastards. All your people around you are bastards. They can never tell you the truth. So Tinubu, tomorrow morning, after that Wednesday, just my birthday present I want from you is, fellow Nigerians, my doctors have advised me that all this is too much for my health. I hereby honorably return the presidential mandate to INEC. Let Nigeria find how to sort it, whether between Peter Obi and Atiku. I promise as an elder statesman to be very helpful. It was a good run in the election. I lost some small money. Maybe they can help me with something later. But Bola Tinubu, if you tell me that you see this court case, have you ever had a court? You ask yourself a question, Tinubu. Have you ever had a court case this serious in your life? Have you ever had a court case that Bloomberg was posting about you every day, every 12 hours? Have you ever had a court case where Uber Fax posted about you? Have you ever had a court case where somebody called Jeffrey Gotteman, a random Oibo that doesn't know you, wrote to the FBI to ask for your file? Have you ever had a court case where 6 million people that followed a man that you people rigged them and told them it was 6 million, that 6 million people have been on your case before? And Tinubu, you think this is the case that you will now win? This one, with 6 million people on your neck that you rigged, you believe is this case of all the court cases you have entered in your life? You believe it's this one? No wahala. I know why I've left to be talking up and down, because the ball is still in your courts. Anybody who can get this submission, go and play for Bola Tinubu and tell him that he has a man's decision to make. And this goes beyond his sycophants, because he will end up in prison just like Tory Lanez. One day, He will go to court, and what will be brought up in court to be discussed that day will have a prison sentence attached to it. And Bola Tinubu, in all his glory, will not leave the Supreme Court yard. Fuck around and find out. I yield.
Whew. Whoa. I mean,
In
I
1 minute,
think
where's that round of applause
I
sound
don't
from?
know where that
Beg.
thing is. So, please. I mean, that was like a legendary submission, literally. Woo! Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sizzle. Thank you. Meanwhile, guys.
The Sizzle show. We are just we are all
Make una send
participants.
am money. Make una
Yeah,
send
we're
am
the
money.
audience.
Sadam, why you tell me what I want to talk?
Send am
Look at the
money, oh.
Jumbotron. The Jumbotron. As in, you know, when Sizzle they talk, what it does in my mind, I say, they spray our money. You just they spray our money. So, that money, please spray it on the account of the Jumbotron, please.
Are the people next person will go speak now?
Because
Whoa.
think about it, guys. All these
Jimmy,
things
I
can
just
just end
spilled my tea
tomorrow.
now.
If our mother just cuts these jokes out. All these things will just end tomorrow if our mother just cuts these jokes out. Because, guys, it's no more funny. I'm seeing a side of Nigerians that is scary. I'm seeing a side of Nigerians I'm seeing a retarded side of Nigerians that I'm worried about the educational sector. I'm seeing some comments from Nigerians. I'm worried. Are these the people I'm claiming one Nigeria with?
Isuzu. Hey, who
God,
won't
I beg you.
follow this your submission? Okay, I know who go follow. Spotlight, you next. Spotlight, yeah, follow. Isuzu.
Oh my God, what kind of setup is this? Please excuse me. What kind of setup is this, Jimmy?
Spotlight. Let me bail you out. Spotlight.
Gender balance.
Jimmy,
Gender
my
balance.
Spotlight out, I beg.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Church of Daily Post, published December 22 by Sean Okwejobi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Church of Vawulence. Good afternoon from my corner of the planet. It's a beautiful time to be Nigerian. I want to remind you, Nigeria will be great in our lifetime. We are not hustling for Nigeria to be great for our children. We are not hustling for our names to be written in records and then we'll be hailed when Americans will be enjoying America like we are Abraham Lincoln. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Church of Vawulence. God bless you and thank you for attending. I remind you, Nigeria will be great in our lifetime. Nigeria will not be great when we are old. Nigeria will not be great for our children. We are not fighting for this Nigeria to be great so that 2 generations will enjoy it. No. It is very possible with modern technology, with the resources Nigeria has, and with what Nigerians are capable of bringing to the table to change this country in 8 years. Let me go to Sanwo-Olu. The easiest way to destroy Sanwo-Olu.
I won't make you go since
The easiest way to destroy Sanwo-Olu is to bring up a man called Akinwumi Ambode. The easiest way to destroy Sanwo-Olu. I tell people trying to talk about Sanwo-Olu with sentiment, the easiest way to win Sanwo-Olu even amongst the Yoruba of Lagos is just bring up a beautiful man called Akinwumi Ambode to make you understand that these sons of bitches have no problem. Their mantra forever remains: support Tinubu good, don't support him.
Oh man, sorry, I had a mix up there.
Paralyzed from the neck down, still a genius. Barely a month ago. Listen to what you are saying on violence space. I'm starting to be very wary of a lot of people in this movement. We knew many people were not genuine. We knew many people would drop off. We knew many influencers were here just to build their accounts. We knew all of this. So I don't know why We have gotten to this bus stop, and we are now considering his SDP candidate. I mean, that's where our madness has reached. Anyway, me, do you know why I'm not even bothered? Because I work in branding and PR. And after drumming, my sides, I hope you can hear me clearly. Yeah, I can hear you. Go on, please. Okay, so it's going to be an amazing show today. Dele Farotimi, of course, is going to be joining us later on. It's hilarious to be on my timeline and see people who call their fellow countrymen bastards. And then you wake up and you see them begging, canvassing these same people for their votes. Barely a month ago. Look, INEC, we always knew that INEC was not independent. I said it here that on record in the history of this country, we have never used the same INEC head of INEC twice. It's on record. It's not advisable that one man who ran an election is brought back to run another election. When I saw Mahmoud Yakubu was selected as the head of INEC, I screamed. This is a man so useless that when he announced the 1999 elections, he postponed them by 2 weeks on the eve of the election, 3 a.m. This man has never shown readiness to handle an election. He has never proven himself. We cannot give you any content like that. Adeleke will run against Sowolu. When he say turns after that and he comes back to South, I think we'll run against Fabio and Wike. I see 1 year old Adeleke will drag the presidency with Professor Saddam, Kenneth Okonkwo, maybe Judo Koyo of this. I'm just saying, maybe they don't say. I had a theory when we voted in Buhari in 2015 that we are going to be in the abyss politically for at least 24 years. Why? There is a type of person you vote into power that you forget that the head sets the precedence for the entire body. I'll give you a physical analogy. If you have a proper head, a head that is smart, a brain that is functional, and you have a useless, broken physical body, you can at least end up with Stephen Hawking, one of the most intelligent men in the history of the world, who suffered cerebral palsy and was paralyzed from the neck down, still a genius, one of the greatest astrophysicists in the planet. If you have a good head and a body that did not mature to fruity, you can end up with Aki and Popo. You can end up with intelligence. You can end up with packaging. You can end up a superstar. But I remind you, if you have a useless head, a non-functional brain, but the body of a giant, you are comatose, and you have nothing but bed sores, and you need help. That is what Nigeria is. Nigeria is the giant of Africa. But I promise you, I would have given anything for Nigeria to have been the genius of Africa and not the giant. Because if we were the genius of Africa, we would not be where we are. People in Lagos would not get up and be told that if you vote in a man who had a genealogy traceable to about 300 years back in Lagos, that Igbo people will be slapping your daughter's nyash on the road and this and that, and people went out and voted Babajide Sanwo-Olu back into power. But today, they are all complaining about traffic, this and that, and buildings are collapsing in Banana Island. The bricks. Anyway, moving forward, it might not have been recent, Jimmy. We don't know what the video is, but let me jump to Festus Keyamo very quickly, Jimmy.
Go ahead.
Now, currently, Festus Keyamo is Minister of State for Labor and Employment. A video came out this week, about a few days ago, from a Nigerian independent journalist. Now, you can see in that video Festus Keyamo happy. You can see him in his immaculate set of joggers, his brand new Nike sneakers. Now, when you see the Keyamo in that video, and you see the mischievous-looking Festus Keyamo, and how he dresses with a pandering towards the South from the cap and everything when he comes on Channels TV, I no believe say Keyamo na person wey know wetin be hoodie. But Keyamo wear hoodie, pop the collar, do the hoodie, begin drunk. Festus Keyamo knows what a good neighborhood
looks like. Festus Keyamo knows what electricity in a house in suburban Texas 24 hours feels like. Let me remind you that if Festus Keyamo was a boxer, Festus Keyamo's record legally is 21 court cases, lost 17, drew 2, and won 2 on technicalities. If Festus Keyamo was a boxer and had gone into the ring against 21 opponents and had been knocked down 17 times, 1, 2 on TKO, and in the other 2, the boxers look and say, come, this guy, be like say, you want who go give you concussion, and though they take 2 wins, picture would have sold it in the north. Say who, the people that have leaky diarrhea of the mouth. You go and post Peter Obi's sister, who is a reverend sister, and Peter Obi's brother, and give him sympathy votes. Have you dummies ever heard of that? So we'll now come. We'll now have APC, all APC. One thing APC knows how to do is, if you're a retard, if you're a number, if you're brainless, if you're tribalist, if you're Agbero, once you're an APC, APC does not check competence. These people literally supported a man that went around going, so I ask you, obedience, when we are going into the next Nigerian dispensation, are we going to
play again? Now the true emoji, I go watch out for YouTube channel.
Obedience.
I go stop and I go enter myself.
Jovine, wait be this. You go and rent documentary for me.
Oh, the thing reach 20 minutes. I don't make come boring. I go watch out. It will be on the YouTube channel before tomorrow morning.
God bless you, my brother. Oh,
happy birthday,
everybody wants a greater Nigeria.
Sometimes if I play your rant, I go just laugh. They give me joy. I didn't miss anything for space, but I must rewind your rant. I must. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday. Long life to prosperity. Spotlight, you owe me 1 bottle of beer. I don't save you. Use N6, take cancel N6.
I swear, now only N6 for free cancel N6 for that submission.
No,
anyway,
real ever best.
Go
Real ever best.
Okay, can I go? Am I to go now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, wow. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Jimmy, Welmenin, Emir Saddam, Madam Bolanle, Mary White, Nelo, and all of us. And of course, our celebrant, N6, happy birthday to you. May is such a special month for me, and it seems that many obedience are actually were actually born in May. 2 of my kids are also May kids. Tomorrow is my first daughter's birthday, then the other one is in 2 weeks' time. So it's all celebrations for all of us. So happy birthday, N6. You are such in fact, a big salute to you. When they replayed that rant, when you mentioned that Nigeria should be the genius of Africa instead of being the giant, the clumsy giant, I mean, that really struck me. And of course, every time you speak, it's always power-packed and punchy. Thank you very much. We can't, really be the same without you in this family. You are such an invaluable person. And I really pray that, whatever you're praying for, that God gives everything to you. So happy birthday once again. We'll reach out, of course. So to the topics of today, I just want to talk briefly about Adeleke's victory. So it's something that I actually followed up, from the time that we went to the Court of Appeal, particularly because of the issues that had to do with the server and of course the beavers, which we know would be very, very important towards our own case for the presidential. So they ruled today, or they reaffirmed the Court of Appeal's position that the beavers remains the primary source of, accreditation info. That is key, especially because we remember that INEC, they went behind the scene, or let me not be behind the scene. They actually got the court to give them the power to reconfigure the beavers. That is a worry for me. But I know that, I don't know if anybody has something to, like counter it or to say on that, but I'm sure that our legal team also will be on top of that. That has been something that got me worried from the time that they got that permission, because I don't trust INEC, and telling us to rely on the CTC, that has a certified true copy of the Beavers reports, means, because from the Beavers reports, that's where you can get the accreditation info, how many people were accredited and all that. So if they were given that authority to reconfigure, I really hope that we have, of course, that will also now bring up the issue of the server, which we recall in their petition or their response, they said that the server is not accessible. So I know we'll have to find a way to work around that, because that would be a major technicality that they would be banking on. And then, of course, the other thing that we want to talk about is that's the petition. We've gone to day one. They have reaffirmed, or everybody has actually reaffirmed their positions and are going back to the court tomorrow. So the issue for me is the broadcast. I just want to ask, I know that PDP, part of their request is that the broadcast will be done, but that will only affect, I want to ask, would that only affect the PDP's case? I'm not aware that LP has filed for our own to be broadcast, but I don't know if that would also affect us. So that's a question I'd like to ask here in the House. Perhaps somebody can bring up a better understanding. And then on Bat giving up the case, that's something that, for some time, I've also, even from the beginning, I've always tinkered with that idea. Would this man, borrow brains and just take a bow? He just wanted to, from the very beginning, he came across as someone that just wanted to answer that, to say, I've done it, I did it, I got it. But would he, at this point, borrow brain? Would he be able to listen to advice? I don't know, I doubt. But if he wouldn't, he will go all in for it and he will fall for this. This would be the end of him, because I really pray that this would be the end for him. And then finally, I put up something. I just want to make an appeal that we try not to overhype a particular member of the legal team for LP, that we try not to, so that we don't cause some kind of, because this is a teamwork and all these people are independent. Yes, they are all professionals, but we don't want to ascribe the team success to one person, so that we don't give room for, individual vulnerabilities. So please, I just want to appeal. So that would be the end of my submission. I will use the mic here. Once again, happy birthday, N6. And tomorrow we'll go back to court and battle it out. Thank you, everyone. And good night.
All right, thank you very much, Spotlight. Okay. All right, let's quickly go to, if you know you're in the speaker section and you want to speak, just raise up your hand. So let's go to a guy now. Okay, Gaboni.
Thank you, Wemini. Thank you, Wemini. You don't reach 1 month to speak for this platform. Okay, I'm so happy to be here again to speak. First and foremost, shout out to Sizu, NC. You are the bomb. Like, you're one of the how would I put it? One of the engine room of this platform, and your submissions are submissions that really keep us gingered. Most times, your submission that they give me that ginger when the shifts are down a little. Thank you for all you do, bro. The time you take to make Google your friend. Google is always your friend. The book of Google. The time you take to go through Google and get all this information. Thank you for the sacrifices. Thank you, bro. May God continue to give you long life. Good health of mind and body. Now, first of all, I want to start with the daily Pharaoh to me speech at NADECO in the US. I recently relocated to the UK, and when I came here, when I was seeing things, I've always been in Nigeria. I've never left Nigeria before. When JJC, na journey just come. When I was seeing things, I was seeing the way system was working, the way things was going, everything And what I ask myself is, so our politicians actually come here, they actually spend all the money they steal in Nigeria and they bring it here, and this is how things work here, and this is how Nigeria has been, and I feel this kind of this anger, and I saw more reason why people be, when it comes around, when it comes to say this is not rocket science. It is not rocket science. It is definitely not rocket science. Our politicians are just intentionally wicked and demonic and evil. And it's so sad that these people here, the government here in the US and the UK and in France, in all this Western world, they know these things, but they still accept this money that is stolen from Nigeria in Germany. They say this money is stolen from Nigeria to develop there because they don't. Finally, last, they don't care about us because if Nigeria is good, our nurses and our doctors won't be here developing their health system. So it is to their own advantage for Nigeria not to be good. Definitely, it is for their advantage for Nigeria not to be good. You see, going to the presidential election petition tribunal, like NC said, it is almost impossible for Tinubu to win this case. Almost impossible, except the judiciary just want to crumble this country. They just want to, they just want to tell us, okay, oh, there's no Nigeria anymore because that will be the worst thing they're going to do. Because there is no way, there is no way Tinubu is going to win this. And that is why we should continue. You see what we are doing the Lord's work. By continuing putting this in their faces, we are fighting against the media in this country. We are fighting against APC. We are fighting against our so-called elders, most of our so-called elder statesmen, most of our so-called religious leaders. We are fighting for survival of our children. Most of these people secure the future of their children. Most of these religious leaders, most of these other statesmen, their children don't live in Nigeria. They've made so much money to secure the lives of, to secure the future of their children and grandchildren, and they don't care. What we are doing, we are also trying to secure the future of our children, of our children and our grandchildren. That is why we should not allow them have a field day because they are all the same. They are birds of the same feather flocking together. They are birds of a feather flocking together. The judiciary have to understand that they are playing with the lives of generation to come. Not that playing, they are the lives, and the assurance that there will be a good future for our children is in their hands. That is why we should always put it in their face because it means a whole lot to us. The reason why these evil people want to remain in power because it means a whole lot for them to continue stealing and enriching themselves. Raising stealing of the mandate of majority of Nigerians. Like I said, what NCs were saying, 6 million people. Uh, it is not 6 million people not vote for P2B. People that voted for P2B that day, people that came out to vote for P2B was up to 20 million people. More than half of that number was oppressed and beaten and suppressed not to vote. The votes of the many half was divided into two again. The people that have voted for the APC in this election, I bet you they're not up to 3 million. Nigerians are not fools. Nigerians are not fools. If you go to the internet, you go to Facebook, you go to Twitter, you go to everywhere, it is the same people, that same small 0.1% people that they think they have the money, have enough data to be always coming online, to be putting it, they are still the same people. Majority of Nigerians have rejected this party. All they are trying to do is to come out and put it in our faces so that we will accept it. And that is why we will always be there to tell them we will not accept this brazen stealing. We will not accept this brazen irregularity. We will not accept this in our country. We will not accept it. It is not impossible that they try to make. You see, the president have tweeted, Tinubu have tweeted, all of them they have to congratulate Adeleke. They are all tweeting to congratulate Adeleke so that for to them so that okay now this one don't go this one don't good though. If this other one happen, but we will tell them that the fact that Adeleke won in the tribunal it was because he deserves to win. Tinubu does not deserve to win at the tribunal because he did not win the election. And I think the call for the election for the final the final verdict to come before before the 29th of May should be something we should put that in their faces and we should be putting the tribunal should be televised live in on their faces. This thing we are doing, they are hearing it, they are seeing it, and they are under pressure. We should continue putting this on their faces that the judgment must come before the 29th. It must come before the 29th. It will be so wrong, it will be so bad to swear in Tinubu on the 29th because that will be a rape on our democracy. And that Ahmed said it. It will be a rape on our democracy. I just hope the judiciary does the right thing and complete this verdict, complete this case, and give the final verdict before the 29th of January. If they see that they cannot give it, then they have to give an injunction preventing a swearing in of Tinubu as the president elect. Are you the mind?
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you very much, Gaboni. That was a great submission. All right, let's go to a lady. Okay. Mommy Bolanle, I know you've spoken for, but I'm sure you want to quickly say something. So go ahead. Then after Mommy Bolanle, we'll go to Jikeme, then Cindy, and Emmanuel. We'll go in that order.
I thought, let me come back up, right, to speak. First of all, was Mary White. All of this, what is it now? I was sitting here thinking, okay, me too, I'm going to ask for the mic and I'm going to pray for him in Yoruba. In my head, it sounded right, but the moment I uttered it out, it sounded like an Oyibo person that was trying to speak Yoruba, so I won't do that. Mary White, the other thing, I get problem with you. I just noticed you're not even following me. Did I offend you? We'll rectify it before morning. Sizzle. You know
Mommy
what?
P, I
Whenever
hear you.
her N6 of life. Whoa. You see, when I first came on Violence Space, yeah, and I would hear you speak, I was like, who is this dude with the golden voice? This dude who, will reel out all these facts and figures.
Mommy, send him money. Send him money.
Ah. I don't disappoint when it comes to things like that. Calm down. And it isn't just about reading up because people can come up here and read off facts and figures. No, the way you are passionate about the movement Niger has always made me look at myself and almost question, what was I doing in my 20s and my 30s? Because you are very visible, you're in Nigeria. But you put Nigeria before your own personal safety. I look at you and I'm like, who is this brave young man who comes on and speaks truth to power time and time and time again? And over time, you know what? I love all of you guys because what you come and do here, right, is when we're talking about the BDM movement, we cannot but talk about violence space. Right? What you've done for so many of us, even those of us who have written Nigeria off. What you do when you speak your truth, when you draw people's attention to the fact that people have been enslaved by this political class, right? And that they take us for a bunch of idiots. Do you know what? I hear you speak. Yeah, I am filled with hope for tomorrow.
Because a if we have more than the one Nigeria will be better for it. And so it's like when I came up earlier, I don't think you were on the platform yet. I got to speak super early, and I'm like, no, let me come back up. I will not do prayer in Yoruba because I'll just, those people that are already telling me that I am not Yoruba, they'll conclude that I am not Yoruba enough to be Yoruba as I can't speak the language properly. Right? So I'll speak the one that I can speak. Hence it. Right? You would never lack good things in your life.
Amen.
Everything you
Amen.
put your hands and your heart to do, it will prosper. It will come
Amen.
into fruition. All your heart desires, right? Because we can't see it. This is between you and God. God will answer you speedily. Right? He will
Amen.
elevate you beyond human comprehension. He will protect you. He will remain your glory and the lifter up of your head. You will continue to grow and flourish like a tree that's planted by the riverside.
Amen.
And any